Hey guys, this is Mario Kart, the 9th part of the tutorial. Let me restart Max really quick here. Excuse me. While that's loading, I might as well try to answer some questions that I may have missed. Oh, it started out pretty quick actually. But yeah, sorry, you guys keep asking me a lot of questions. Even by my private messaging, there's a lot of stupid messages. One guy keeps hounding me for something, and I'm just ignoring him, but he keeps PMing me. Yeah, there's another one though. Where is it? I don't even know why they moved it to the tutorial section. It's me asking for help, and I'm still asking for help. But they pinned it in the tutorial section. So anyway, I feel like kind of obligated to put a video up, but I was going to post in the tutorial section with this big video. See, my plan was a 12-part, 2-hour video. I was going to post it in the tutorial section outlining this specific method or whatever, but I wanted this topic, the one I named Model Hacking Help, to actually help me, but it turns out now I'm helping people, so then they pinned it over here. I don't know, the moderators just do whatever the hell they want. You think they would ask you before they do something? No. I'll do whatever I want. Yeah, I'm the moderator. Yeah. Thanks, bud. Alright, so anyway, this stuff just turns me off. Was that Sonic just pulled a pickle out of his butt and blew up the planet? Wow, that's insane. Alright, so let's get back to this. Mewtwo. Textures are projected. Fix those up later. Well, I won't, because I gotta hurry up on this. So anyway, got that. Being because we used Edible Polygon, if you guys noticed in my written tutorial, I said never use Edible Polygon, or Poly, sorry, because it'll change your vert count, and we're using a process that depends on vert count and vert order. And when you're converting to something like Edible Mesh to Edible Poly, your vert count and order do change. So it becomes incompatible with the whole process. So I said in my written, don't use that. But then it was kind of an oxymoron because in the listener I could only get commands using Edible Poly, and I couldn't even use Edible Mesh. So I was like, darn it. So I had to use Edible Mesh for a lot of operations, and even if it's not patching or whatever, even if you're editing, any kind of editing, you have to use Edible Poly. You have to. It's just some of the things you need to use, like expanding selections and relaxing and stuff like that, and painting. That's really good. That's really stuff you need to use. So this is the workaround I'm going to show you guys right now. The face morpher workaround that this one guy keeps asking the same question about it. What is it? Where is it? How do I do it? So this is it. Okay, so let's start off with the original Lucario mesh, which I'm holding right now actually. Shoot. I have to import it again maybe. Looks that way. Oh, here it is. Okay. Good thing about stacking, this is actually considered the 3ds Max modifier stack. Yeah. What it means is you can toggle off different modifications. You can go back basically, and you can. This is stacking, so that's why it's called stack. So I'm just going to bring this model back to its original, back to its edible mesh. Okay. So you can see this is edible mesh, and this is now officially edible polygon. Yay! So I'm going to convert this back to mesh, and I'm going to try and morph this to this one. If the vertex count was the same, it should work. If I click on this and go to pick from scene, I can't click on it. And even if I try to pick from the list, I can't. It's because the vert count's different. And to demonstrate that, we'll look at the properties. So go to properties. Vert count 1039 by 1972. That's the face count, and it's vertex count. So vertex count 1039. The original is 1033, so it gained vertices somewhere. But you notice the face count is still 1972. In that case, we can use a thing called face morph, which instead of morphing by the count of the vertices, it just morphs by the face count. It's surprising that Max doesn't actually have this by default, a face morpher thing, but it doesn't. So somebody came up with a script. I'm assuming they just use some trajectory stuff that kind of follows the normal, which is the bounce of light, and then it just kind of follows down to intersects. I'm assuming that's what it does. Or no, wait. I don't even know what it does. I don't know. I just lost my mind there for a sec. Alright, so if you install FaceMorph, it'll be in your utilities drop down. You just drop the script in your plugin directory or something like that, and it picks it up. I think. I'll give some more textural instructions on it later. So anyway, this is FaceMorph here. For this to work, both of them have to be converted to editable mesh again. This one's already editable mesh. Also, you can't have any modifiers on it, so make sure it's just one thing and one thing in the stack. Okay, so you have this thing. There's three things here: target, source, and apply. Pretty simple. What's your target? Target is the modified, so you can click on your modified one. What's your source? Your source is the unedited one. Done. Before you hit apply, this is one thing it doesn't do for you, is you have to have everything at 0. So this is at 0, 0. Highlight everything, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so everything's in the center. Good. Now you can just hit that, and it's done. This is the original that we had, and it's now conformed or morphed by face to this thing. So the poly count on this one is the original, 1033. This one is 1039. The 1039 one is garbage to us. We can only morph with the same amount of vertices, which is now this one. So to prove that point, I'll open this up again. Or sorry, I'll take the original again, and we'll just go back, and we'll add this morpher. And it let us, and now we can morph. Okay, now that's ready to go back in the game. It's foolproof. It's going to go back in the game. So that's what Face Morpher does for us, if the name didn't already give it away. So yeah, that's a good, powerful tool. Now we can go to Editable Polygon. Sorry, I keep calling it Polygon, but it's Poly mode. We can go to Editable Poly. We can go between Editable Mesh. I'm not sure about Editable Patch, but there's no reason to go there anyway. But we can convert between Mesh and Poly. Very easy, and no worries. We can always go back. Just don't accidentally create a face. Like, that's creating a face. Because you've just created a new geometry, and you just screwed yourself over. Big no-no. And if you're a newbie to 3ds Max, that'll definitely happen to you. So just be cautious. If your thing does screw up, just keep in mind that something stupid like that probably did happen. Especially in Editable Poly, because Editable Poly you want to use for construction, and a lot of the tools are geared towards construction. So be careful on what you use. Like if you're not sure what what the thing you're using is gonna do to your model, don't use it. Because if it changes the count or the order in any way, a face morph isn't gonna save you. Okay. Anyway, so that's face morph. We're gonna stick it back in the game. Just get rid of that. So this is our original. Ooh, what's this thing do? Oh, so I don't even need that. This is conform, we don't need that. We'll just delete these two. How about that? Okay. Okay. No, there's one thing I forgot to do was hide that geometry there. We don't need this. Since I'm not planning on using it anytime soon, I'm just gonna resize it by a factor of 0, and it'll just go to 0.0. We'll just hide that in the body. Yeah. Alright, now to get us back in the game. So we're gonna hide everything except for that. Oops. Once again, make sure everything's zeroed out. Ooh, don't have enough time. Darn it. Alright, next video,